Today, we're going to talk about 5 reasons why homes fail to sell. Tens of thousands of homes every single year are placed on the market, and unfortunately, they just don't sell. Now, the bad news is one of these we can't do anything about. But the good news is the other 4 we absolutely can do something about. We have ultimate control over 4 of these items. Hi, and welcome back to our YouTube channel. My name is Sherry Hensley, and I live and work in the greater Houston-Galveston area. It's been my goal for many years to educate as many people as I can about real estate. Y'all, this is the #1 place to learn everything about real estate in the greater Houston-Galveston Bay area. So let's get right to why homes fail to sell. Make sure you stay with me because you don't want to miss number 5. Now, the first reason why homes don't sell is price. It's not just what you would think either. Well, it's priced too high. How do you price the property? Stay with me here. When people put their homes on the market, they list their property with their real estate agent. When a real estate agent lists the property, they put it into the multiple listing service. Now, once the multiple listing service, it then is syndicated out to all these websites on the internet. Zillow, Realtor.com, you name it, it's syndicated. Now, as these homes go on the market for sale, home buyers look at property through price breaks. They look at properties through price, condition, square footage, bedrooms, bathrooms, but the price can make or break whether or not a buyer actually sees your home online. So years ago, we would price a property on what I call the nines, like $299,999 or $349,999 or even $179,900. But today it's totally different, y'all. The reason being is because people look for homes within a drop-down menu on all these websites. So they're asking for $200 to $250 or $250 to $300. Those price breaks are set up in zeros. For example, if you price your property at $349,900, like we would have done in the old days, you'll get people that will look with a cap of $350, and you're going to say, well, Sherry, what's wrong with that? Well, if somebody's looking between $275 and $350, they're still going to find my house, right? That's correct. But pricing it this way will have more people looking at your property if you price your property $349,900 and someone is looking on the website and they're looking for a property that, let's say, $350 to $400 or $350 to $425, they're not going to see your property. They're not going to see your property if you price it at $349,900 because that pull-down menu is going to not capture your home at $349,900. If buyers are looking at $250 or $350 or $450, you're going to get people looking from $450 to $535 and higher, and you're going to have people looking below, let's say, $275 to $350. So it's so important when pricing your property to make sure you price it at the breaks that these real estate websites will read the information. Now, one simple little trick will allow your home to be seen by thousands of more potential buyers and, of course, ultimately result in a faster sale for more money. Now, another factor on price is pricing it right the first time. You don't want to miss that mark. You want to price it because there are people out there looking for properties in your price range. And when your home comes on the market, it's a brand new listing, one they haven't seen before, and they're looking within that price range. That's why I say price is so important. Now, the best way to do this is never rely on just a piece of paper. When you meet with your real estate agent, it's very important to ask them to show you comparable properties in real time, personally. You want to make sure they show up with their laptop and they open up their computer and they can show you comparable properties in the MLS that have closed most comparable to your home. Remember, it's not just most comparable, it's within close proximity to your home, just like a real estate appraiser is going to do. Real estate appraisers typically pull properties, closed homes comparable to yours within the last 6 months. And quite simply, if it worked for the appraiser, it's going to work for you as a seller in terms of price and value. But the biggest thing, when you actually sit down at a computer, you get to see what other homes have sold for. You get to see the interior of their homes, what they have in their backyard. Do they have a remodeled kitchen? Have they painted recently? Do they have remodeled bathrooms? Have they redone their floors? Do they have a covered back porch or a pool? Was a yard fence? You need to look at all those details, and at the end of the day, you as a homeowner can make the best informed decision on price. It's your home. With all that data, you can make the best informed decision. When a home failed to sell, it's the condition. The condition of the property has to meet the price of the condition. Now, what I mean by that, it costs you more sitting on the market. So in regards to condition, clean, clean, clean. And when you're in doubt, clean it again. The second thing you want to do is just declutter. You want to declutter everything. You want to pull those things off the countertops, really minimize everything. Clear out those closets. What you want to do is have the buyer walk into your property and into your closet and think, God, there is a lot of room in this closet. The same goes for any room in your home. When you have crowded rooms with big furniture and lots of pieces of furniture, it's hard to actually see and justify the size of a large room if it's chock full of a lot of stuff. And listen, this is so true. If you can smell it, it is going to be hard to sell it. So when it comes to selling homes, we have to make our homes as clean as possible, maybe even like we're not even living there. Yeah, that's going to mean cleaning the carpets, cleaning the windows, cleaning the floors, wiping down the baseboards, painting the baseboards if they need it. Wipe down all your high traffic areas around all the light switches, all the fixtures. Now here's a couple of tricks that I've learned from 16 years of selling real estate. Y'all, don't burn candles. If you burn candles, you're going to mask an owner. And trust me, the buyer will always look at us and say, what are they trying to hide? One of the best ways to get rid of an odor in a room is to take a big plastic bowl, put 2 cups of distilled white vinegar and 2 cups of water. Place those in areas throughout the house and change it out every couple of days. The vinegar is going to act as a neutralizer. Your home is not going to smell like that when it's a nice day. Just open all the windows up and let it air out. You can also change your HVAC filter and put a couple of downy or bounce dryer sheets that allow that air to pass through those dryer sheets, and it's going to give your house a nice, clean smell. Now, the third reason why homes fail to sell is the terms that we offer when we're selling the property. It's important to make sure that the house is readily available for financing options like FHA or VA or conventional or USDA rural development type loans. So the best way to ensure that is to make sure if it's broke, fix it. One of the biggest mistakes that I see when people are placing their homes on the market is promoting and advertising the property as is, regardless of whether or not you're going to fix anything or not. When you market or promote that property as is, and it's just absolutely deplorable condition, you don't want to market it as is. And the reason for that is the buyer sees as is as a huge piece of work. And although it might be a huge piece of work, most buyers don't typically want to tackle that without getting a really, really, really good deal. So instead of putting as is, try fixer upper or handyman special. Do something like that. But when you say as is, you're letting a potential buyer know that you're not fixing anything. And if you're selling a property that way, you have to know that once you put as is on it, you're really just going to limit yourself to cash buyer investors, wholesalers, and lowballers. Now, it's important to know that all buyers reserve the right to inspect the property. Now, after they inspect the property, if they don't like what they see, they can bring that to your attention and as a seller and say, look, I want to purchase this property, but I'm going to need to get these items fixed. Now, at that point, you can say, well, look, if I kept the property, I'm not going to have to fix it. But if I sell it to another buyer, I probably am going to have to fix it. And more than likely, you're going to want to go ahead and fix that item for the buyer and sell the property now, not wait 2 or 3 more months and have the same issue come up again. It's important to know that once you close on the sale of a home, now it's as is. It's hard for a buyer to go back on a seller once you've filled out disclosures, the buyers had their home inspection, everything's been addressed, and at that point, you hand them the keys, they hand you the money. That's an as-is sale. It's done. It's over with. Now, the fourth reason why we see homes fail to sell is the location, and really, that's one we can't do much about. However, we can make improvements to the property that make the living quarters much better while you own the property, as well as the saleability when the day comes. Now, to sell a property, oftentimes the location can be a little bit of a hurdle. It may be really loud, or you're next to a school or an apartment complex or a mall or a high traffic road or street or highway. One of the best ways to combat that is plant a row of hedges or install a privacy fence. Heck, do both. It's so important to know that any improvements that you make, such as this, will give you your return back tenfold. Exactly the reason why you put it there. It's going to be the reason why people will be okay with purchasing your property. When, say, it's next to a school or a mall or a commercial building or an apartment complex or a busy street. Now that you know selling a home is one of the most stressful things a person will go through in their life. So yeah, the fifth reason is why homes fail to sell is the agent you select. Y'all, there are 1.6 million real estate agents. That's more real estate agents than there are homes on the market for sale today. It takes 30 days to get a real estate license in most states, and it costs you about $1,000. So you could see it's a very low entry cost to be a real estate agent. Plus, you only need to take a few classes and pass the test, and heck, you're selling homes. This is why it's extremely important to focus not only on the company, but the agent that you hire to sell your home. However, when it comes to selling your home, you're going to pay thousands of dollars. So it really makes sense to ask these questions when it comes to putting your home on the market. How many homes have you sold? When you find someone who has experience, continued education, knowledgeable to the process, the systems, and everything that kind of goes on in the real estate transaction. How many years have you been in business? What are you looking for here is 3 or more years in the business. You want to make sure that the person is seasoned enough and has enough transactions. When something comes up in that transaction, that they don't freak out, they don't freak you out, they just handle it. Remember, selling a home is one of the most stressful things a person will go through in their lifetime. The third question is, do you do anything else as a means to make income other than real estate? A lot of people will say, yeah, I'm full-time real estate, 24/7, and I get all that. But at the end of the day, you want to make sure that the person you hire, that's all they do. They've been in the business for 3 years. They've closed some transactions, and they don't do anything else but sell real estate. They don't work in an office during the day. They're not a dental hygienist during the day. They sell real estate to provide for their family, themselves, and their lifestyle. So to sum it up, it's going to be price, condition, terms, location, and the agent that you select. You want to make sure you price it properly and price it where it's seen by the most amount of buyers. On the terms, you want to make sure it's ready for conventional, FHA, VA, rural development. If it's broke, fix it. If it smells, clean it. You want to make sure it's clean, clean, clean. When in doubt, clean it, clean it, clean it again. Declutter, wipe everything down, and please make sure it smells great. As we talked about the location, you can't really do anything about it. But if there's a neighbor that's a disturbance, or if it's in a busy area, plant some shrubs, put up a privacy fence, do both. And when it comes to hiring an agent, don't be afraid to ask the questions. How long have you been in business? How many transactions have you closed? Do you do real estate full time? I hope you found this information extremely helpful. If so, give us a like and comment below, and tell us if you've experienced any of these items when you tried to sell your home and it failed. Y'all, I want to know. I look forward to talking to you soon, and I'll see you on the next one.